whole point. So let's begin the lighting.
You got this shit.
Okay, yeah. It started. Thanks, Bryn.
They don't really work.
Little shit.
So if ever your Arnold does not work, you need to turn on the plugin. So that's the first thing I'm going to show you quickly. Windows, Setting Preferences, Plugin Manager. Inside the Plugin Manager, you're going to scroll down until you see the M2A, Maya to Arnold .bundle. All right, make sure it's loaded and auto load. That way it's going to load next time you start your Maya. So once you have this, you're going to see a beautiful black screen here. You have to click play in order for it to start refreshing.
Mine stays black.
Because you have, are your lights?
You need to make sure you have a light in there
The
too.
lights are in there.
Make sure you're using the right camera as well. So up here, see we can use different cameras. So we're going to use the camera shape. Is camera shape your camera?
Yeah, I think the render one is the, I don't know.
Render
Yeah,
cam?
is
Okay,
the
cool.
one set up.
It's just very zoomed in right now.
Yep. Super bright light I couldn't fix.
So the other thing too is that we've actually set these poster size at 3300 by 5100, which is huge. So it's going to take a very long time for it to load. So what we can do is under View, Test Resolution, we can go to 10%. So then when we're clicking play, much faster.
Why didn't you tell us this the first time?
I did, but you guys forget.
You told
I
me.
forgot
That's
that,
why
and
I'm
then my laptop
videotaping
starts
now.
Screaming because it's
Yeah.
trying to load everything.
What
So
did you
everybody
say?
forgot?
Yeah.
What did you
See,
say?
that's because I never said it.
You probably never said it. You probably never said
Oh
it.
my
I love it 'cause some people
God!
forget, like, yeah, I did forget.
Yes.
I just assume I forget everything. So God.
You should just assume I lie all the time. Too.
Great.
Yeah, my laptop's like.
Okay, so yes, use the test resolution. It's going to make it so much faster.
Okay.
But no word of a lie, I do think I said it. I just
No, I
was
think
kidding
you
around.
did,
Don't
I
think
just-
I think I did.
Where did you change that?
Now I can't
I-
But it was
believe
funny
you.
though. I know.
I believe
Oh,
it.
there's only 4.
Don't do it.
I
How
feel
did
like
you do
you
that
might.
again? One more time.
I feel like he might have.
Okay, so you're going to go to View,
Yes.
Test Resolution, and then 10%.
Okay.
So it's just going to be rendering much smaller so you can quickly test lighting. So right now I see that there is a directional light in here. And this seems super bright there, so there's obviously another one. So we're going to click the outliner and go find the other lights. Are all those red things light?
Yeah. I forgot to delete them and I was like, whoops.
Oh, look at them all.
Oh,
There's so many.
I don't know.
There's
what I
just
there's 300, 400,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Oh.
1,000!
Oh my goodness. Woo, that's some bright lights.
1,400.
Yeah, Kieran.
And that's why the scene was slow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, so we're going to wait until it deletes all that.
Wow, this is intense.
Wow. Alright. That's
I could see myself doing that too, though.
Yeah.
okay, so the secret to lighting. I want ice cream.
You guys got ice cream?
What?
Did you bring enough to share?
Everyone gets one lick.
Can I be first?
I call second.
Okay, so
The bottom of the cone. That's the best part.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
I really don't even want to edit this video after.
this is just a normal class.
It's just a normal class.
Okay, so for lighting, okay, a couple of tricks for lighting. One, use as little as possible. Less is more. Yes, and not just because you put 1400 in there. It's just I was gonna say that before, anyways. You just reminded me. So, all right, try to get the big lighting setups first. So the first thing is that this is a night setup. All right, so we're gonna try and get that nice nighttime lighting first. All right, so we're gonna go for like a moonlit environment, so slightly bluish, and this is gonna be our baseline. All right. So at this point, you can also start tweaking and realizing, well, I don't want this to be too dark in here. And if you don't, then you can add your own fake bounce light by duplicating this one and then pointing it the other side.
What?
Bitch.
Oh.
I'll let this one pass. Because I call you guys bitches all the time. Ah, shit, you're filming again, aren't you?
I mean, like, Mom, do you want to see what I pay for?
No, this is bitch in a loving manner.
It is. It is.
Who uses bitch as an insult? I don't.
I don't.
Nah.
Okay, so but here's the thing though. This should be only one moon, right? But right now we're getting shadows on the other side. So for this one, I'm gonna go into the shadows, and I'm gonna turn off ray trace. Under Arnold. My apologies. And then I'm gonna turn off the shadows, cast shadows. All right, and I'm just gonna lower the intensity because it's just about affecting the shadows here. See what I mean? Maybe 0.1, just so they're not as dark as they were. All right, so that was without it. This is with it. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. There's not a lot of a difference.
The tiniest.
All right, so that's how you could resolve the baseline. All right, so we're starting with the night scene. We're gonna start with the moonlight. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this one. I actually liked the dark aspects. It's a little bit more dramatic. Again, it's all about the mood that you're trying to sell. Right? Okay, so secondly, let's go pull up the second biggest effect. We're getting a lot of purples in here because of these lights, right? So what we can start doing is adding some little lights there. Wait, where is it? The little side building there. Cool. So inside my rendering, I'm going to use a little Tinkerbell light.
Look how. Oh my god.
You guys are special.
It's like a ghost.
And see, that's the reason why I'm keeping this scene open all the time, is so that I can actually see what it's going to look like on the final poster.
Is there a reason why sometimes you add in a light and like you can't see it at all, even if like you close
The intensity.
Arnold's?
That's
It might be the
happening with
intensity,
me.
and it might be because you use one of the lights that don't work with Arnold.
No, like I've grabbed the Tinkerbell light, let's say, and I'll click one and it works, and then I click another one and I like keep bringing it up and down and like sideways, and I'm moving it around and it just doesn't show up. And then I close the render view a bunch of times, and at that point I've like opened up 5, and all of a sudden all 5 appear, and they just weren't there before and I couldn't see them.
Wow, okay. I'd
This-
have to go case by case then to really figure it out.
Does spotlight not work on Arnold?
Yeah, it does. See, it actually
Why
has a
is it
spotlight
showing
here.
that one?
It might be intensity.
Yeah.
I put it to like.
So the intensity
that
of the
to be, like,
lights
400.
in Arnold are actually affected by the scale of your scene. So if you're working on a scale that's crazy, the lights you might have to go to 1,000. If your scene is super small, then 1 is going to be super bright. So the algorithm is actually different this way. Okay, so then if I wanted to, so I'm getting the purple there, but I also want to get a big purple in the corner, sort of like how we're getting the purples all over here. So I'm gonna do this with this light, the spotlight. So I'm just gonna make it bigger so I can just track it myself. Remember, scaling this won't affect the light itself. Right? So I'm gonna go for a light purple. I'm gonna bring up the intensity. So see, even at 10, we're barely affecting anything.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's probably.
200, all right. So I'm gonna adjust the cone angle, and I'm gonna adjust the penumbra as well, so it's softer. There we go.
Okay, that's probably.
That
okay.
might be your
Yes.
issue.
Probably.
Ooh.
So again, just a dim light, right? We're just getting some bluish tint all over this section. And then on this section, we're getting some almost greenish, yellowish tints, right? So I could just duplicate this one here. And then, exactly. Adjust that. I feel like I'm not getting what I'm looking for.
My stomach.
So see, it's the sculptor's approach really, right? Since we're looking at going with the bigger lights, the things that are affecting everything, and then going for the other bigger themes here as I cycling through this. And then the other thing is these lines, By the way, does anybody know why instead of being blue, it's yellow?
Oh, I did a thing like that earlier.
Yeah, I'm sure all of you have this sometimes. You go, why is it yellow?
I do.
I don't know.
Oh, I forget what I did.
Soft selection's on.
That's when it was.
Just press B and then it comes back.
That makes sense.
What happened to the words?
Alright, so assign new material, we're gonna assign a blend, and we're gonna be creating those blue lights
Oh, you
here.
mean the town?
The blue neons.
Words just got fucked in the transfer.
You mean the text thing?
They're fine on my computer or something.
So again, if it doesn't show, maybe close Maya, reopen. There we go.
Oh my god.
So just
How the hell
blend,
did you do that?
and then that's awesome. Incandescence.
You see how we're starting to get a
Yeah.
theme now. We're starting to get something that looks more interesting, right?
Mhm.
I still think that this one is not really working, this green one. It should be a little bit more of a yellowish, a little bit more neutral.
That's nice.
But we're starting. And I'd probably do the same thing with the fire. What are these?
They're on a lock there.
Yeah. Cool. And they're all individual.
Oh.
We don't need them to be individuals anymore. So I'm actually going to combine all of them. Alright. And then delete history, freeze transform, center pivot, blah blah blah. And I'm gonna assign a new material again, a blend. And same thing with incandescence. You can play with.
That's so cool.
So at this point, it would just be about keep adding to them. You keep playing around with the lights until you get to the finished result, right? But at this point, it's just details from there on in, right? Because you got the big elements lit up. So see how we're getting like the bluish gray that's hitting those buildings? We've got this from the default light setup that we got, right? The first diagonal. And that's what I'm saying. You want to try and keep things as simple as possible. And then as you start picking things out, then you can go in and add those specific little lights. Like for example, these little spotlights. Well, see, it's already been added in there. And that's why we're getting a little bit of light there.
It sounds like they're trying to like call each other.
And then I'm just gonna add one last thing just for the sign, but it's gonna be the same thing. Just gonna add a blend and then make that super shiny. I'm gonna close my Arnold, reopen Arnold. Play. See? Ta-da!
I love that.
So I probably add maybe some more purples here and there just to make sure that the street looks interesting. I do find like this whole section is darker and mine is super bright, so I'd probably play again with this until I get more of an interesting light setup. Or maybe it's just because it is too bright in the first place. So I think it's starting to read a little bit more. So maybe if I want to see a little bit more, I can always go with a high resolution and start seeing what it looks like. But that's pretty much it for this. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you know how to make an awesome light setup now for your Back to the Future poster? Okay, cool. So that was one.